Joe, is there any new information available on CC?
No, I haven't got the. He went to get an MRI. We haven't got the results yet.
Did he do something different, or is it just a product of what he's kind of been dealing with that right knee all season long?
No, it's just kind of partly what he. Oh, yeah. It's something that we've been watching all year long, and it reared its ugly head today. I think he felt it warming up and didn't say anything, and it just there was some. I was watching him during the course of the game, and he usually doesn't walk people, and that was kind of what. Tipped us off that maybe something was bothering him.
Did he say something to you, or did you go up to him and ask him if he was having trouble?
No, it was the second time. Went out. The one time I sent Larry out, to see how he was doing, and he said he was fine. And then, I don't know if it was the same inning that I went out with Stevie, and I just, something just didn't look right. I can't tell you exactly what I saw, but which led me to believe something was bothering him.
Kenny.
Joe, I know we don't have much information yet, but based on what you saw, and obviously we know what he's been dealing with this injury, how concerned are you?
Well, I'm concerned. It's been a watch for us all year long, and we knew it would be. We knew that the rigors of a season could take its toll on it. Obviously, we don't have any information yet, but it's concerning.
Andrew.
You said the first time he said, he was okay. What did he say to you the second time that made you take?
Well, I just, Stevie got out there and he said, it was his knee, and I actually thought that maybe it was his side, kind of the way he leaned. But he said it was his knee, and I just said, that's enough then.
Bill.
Joe, assuming he's going to be out for a while, what does this do for your six-man rotation and the rest you wanted to give?
Subtracts one. It will be a five-man now.
Dan, in the middle.
He had his knee drained, I think, twice during the regular season. Did he give you any indication of the severity of what he felt today compared to what he'd felt earlier in the year when you had those things done?
No, I didn't have a chance to talk to him after, and before he left. So, but for him to say something usually tells me that, it's probably pretty sore.
Yeah, Joe, getting back to that, though, doesn't this, in a way, kind of put a crimp in your plans? You had hoped to get Tanaka and Pineda and some of these other guys, Nova, extra rest.
Yeah.
Do you think you're still going to be able to do that, or they're just going to have to gut it out?
Well, it does in the short term. You have a day off Thursday, which adds a day to everyone, and then you have a day off 6 days later. One guy will have to go twice. And then after that, you get some pretty long stretches. So not knowing how, if he's going to miss time, how long he's going to be out, what we're dealing with. But in those long stretches, it could change things.
Meredith.
Why do you think Betances had trouble finding the strike zone early on in that?
I don't know. Every once in a while it's going to happen. I mean, we're so used to seeing him be so good that we're always shocked when things just don't go boom, boom, boom. And today it didn't, and he got in a 3-2 count, and he left a fastball up, and Linder jumped on it.
Joe, any thoughts on potentially using Warren or Mitchell when he does come back, if he does come back, into a six-man type of situation?
Well, I think it's things that we'll have to talk about as we move forward. As we talked about, Mitchell's going to throw in the next couple days somewhere, but it's something we'll have to talk about.
Susan.
What was Trevor Bauer able to do that gave you so much trouble?
I thought he mixed his pitches well. I thought he used the fastball effectively into lefties to get some comeback strikeouts on them. He had a good breaking ball today, and he used it well.
In the back, Tom.
Joe, your pitchers gave up an awful lot of walks today.
Yeah.
Is that one of the troubling elements of this game?
Well, I think there were a lot of walks on both sides. For whatever reason, I don't know. You're going to have those days, too. I mean, we've been pretty good all year long with that. CC, I think, for him, it was probably the situation he was dealing with. And you got some young kids out there as well that are pitching. But that's not really concern. You know, if it happened for weeks and weeks, then I'd be concerned.
Andrew.
Joe, on the Headley era, do you think Mark Teixeira gets that ball?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that, you know, I think when you look at what Greg Bird has done at first base, I think he's done a really good job. I mean, it's one of those, you know, you're going to get it most of the times and sometimes you're not. So it's hard to say.